They can't, their votes.
Oh, yeah.
We
We
have to
broadcast the
meeting.
The public, because these guys have a following.
So.
Yeah.
How high is it?
I think we've had maybe one person watch on YouTube once. So public.
That's probably me doing the minutes.
Okay, it's
That's right.
2:30.
Yeah.
I would like to call to order the meeting at the Wyoming County IDA, the May meeting. In order to justify our existence, we'll go around the table and introduce ourselves. I'm Doug Burwanger, a board member.
I'm Becky Ryan, a board member. Nicole Hastings, board member.
Joe Guzalski, member.
Kevin Zanner, IDA counsel.
Scott Gardner, IDA staff.
Robin Marshallik, IDA staff.
Jim Pierce, IDA staff.
Tom McCormick, board member.
Rob Fontaine, guest.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, first, the chairman is not here, so I've been asked to step in. Next item on the agenda is the administrative report, and that is to review and approve the minutes from April 10th meeting. Any additions, corrections, deletions? Someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes?
I would make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion's made and seconded to approve the minutes from April 10th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next, review and approve the financial reports for April of 2025. Robin?
Yes, thank you, Doug. We started out the month of April with $611,252 cash on hand, and we had $1,902,839 invested funds. We brought in some fees from the Velcor project. We had some interest earned on both the bank interest and CDs. And then we had our normal monthly expenses. The audit expense there, you'll see, was the balance of what was due, so we're paid up with that. And we ended up the month with $569,233 cash on hand and $1,910,785 in CDs.
Very good. Any questions or comments on this? I'd like to make a motion to approve the financial
I
report.
would like to make a motion to approve financial reports for April 2025.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to approve financial reports. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Next, the action item, request by Upstate Door for IDA assistance for the expansion of the production facility located at 26 Industrial Street in Warsaw. Rob Fontaine, who's sitting right here, the owner of the company, will give a brief overview of the project. You're on, Rob. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Mr. Burwanger. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate the time. The addition we're doing is not a big addition. It's proportionally fairly small. I printed a couple. I don't know if Jim can pass these out, but everybody has one.
Okay, part of your application.
Yeah, so the purpose of the addition is we're looking to add a pre-finishing line, which will help us be able to meet demand as well as add a higher level finish to our product and be able to handle more capacity. So as weird as it sounds, why couldn't we sneak it in? What happened is you needed a big rectangle to put it in. So we're adding a rectangle, and finishing is one of the last things you do before you wrap the product. So if you look at where this is compared to our loading docks, it's really strategically there. So it sort of fits all the things. So we're looking to do this to be able to add this to our facility here in Warsaw. We've been here since 2003. Jim helped me get the building 22 years ago, I think it was.
You're gonna make me sound old.
I guess we're old together, if that makes sense. But that's what we're looking to do. It's exciting, but a lot of moving parts that go in it. One of the coolest things, it's a robotic sprayer. So it's a 6-axis robotic sprayer. So apparently you can even program it to machine or to follow. If some painter had a correct motion, you can get the robot to do the exact same thing. So sort of cool, but should add another value to our product.
Maybe you could share with the board what's going on with the building down by Quickfit.
Sure. We're gonna be moving our corporate offices down there, and we're gonna be adding, the original notion was we were gonna move down there and free up some space inside our shop. And that just wouldn't work relating to the poles and relating to the amount of space required. But our objective is to have all of our administrative, sales, engineering down there, as well as a little bit of a showroom to show off. And we figured we've been here a long time, so why not make a statement in the heart of the village? And when we have customers come, it's close to the hotel, and it's hard to have 15 customers come when they walk right into your shop versus walk in and host them that way. So it frees up shop space and allows us to separate and give a good showing.
Just the old Sears buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's getting there. It's
It's, I know the building. It was smart.
Okay,
Any other questions for Rob?
Must be a tremendous amount of work inside then. Inside to accommodate what your plans are in the new building.
Are we talking about the building I'm here for, or which building?
You know where there where your office is going. The old Sears building,
A lot of work on the inside.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work on the inside, 'cause it was basically just an open area. And, it's definitely a lot of work, layout, design, colors. It's like building a house, right? Best way I can describe it.
Has any of the construction materials changed in cost over the last 3 or 4 months?
Relating to the steel for this project, they've told us that, they give you a quote and it's guaranteed for a certain amount of days, if that makes sense. So I can't gauge up or down without, I'm not in the business of the steel, but
Right. So it's just
they
hard to
said
make
it
a
could
plan,
fluctuate. It's definitely, it's definitely something that you wish you could plan for, to be honest, but you can only control what you can control.
okay. Anything else? Jim, I guess we can take up.
Yeah, but let's Rob to step out.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Put him back to work anyways.
Great.
I'll give you a buzz.
Thanks for the time. Great stuff.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Rob.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
See you, Rob. Yeah, I just wanted to go over some of the specifics of his application. I think, as we are required to do in the board packet is the economic development benefit calculator that shows the cost versus the benefits of this project. As Rob said, it's not a very big project, so, we're estimating his tax exemptions to be in the neighborhood of $80,000 roughly. And that's for a pilot and the sales tax only. He's not looking for mortgage tax exemption because he's going to finance it himself. So it's a nice little project. I think a couple surprising things that, sometimes we lose sight of the fact that he's a sizable employer.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how
Yeah.
many people he's got there.
He's got 88 people working there, and those are good paying jobs.
That's awesome.
He's done a nice job. When I first found Rob, he was in a dumpy old building in Colesville, and I knew that Lesticoat was going out of business here, and when I went to visit him, there's a rainstorm, the rain's dripping in the ceiling over there in Colesville, and I said, we got to find you something there. So, anyway, that's the story, short story of how he ended up over here. And he's done a really nice job with the building and has added on. But he's becoming one of our bigger players in the county. So think his project is important to support if we can. We went through and did the secret process, and issued a neg deck on it. Council has prepared a resolution should the board choose to approve this project. I think one thing that should be recognized is that with the incentives less than $100,000, we do not have to do a public hearing. So this project goes from application directly to vote. So it's only a 3,600 square foot building, but it's also going to help him automate and improve his efficiency as well. So, Mr. Vice Chairman, I would, to present that as his project and leave it up to you then.
So it's a $1.5 million. That's nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's a large investment, but,
Yeah.
For
from
3,600 square feet, how does he spend 1.5 million?
He's got a lot into the equipment.
equipment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that robot.
Yeah, the
They
robot.
probably didn't send that robot down for free.
Oh, well, I forgot about that.
So on
Painting machine.
in the application itself, on page 7, it shows you the breakdown
Mhm.
of the construction and manufacturing equipment. You've got 600,000. Just
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a problem. And where does he sell most of his doors?
Primary market is like the Hamptons,
Nantucket.
Connecticut, Nantucket areas.
Yeah.
California.
Poverty-stricken areas.
Yeah, these are going on shacks, that's for sure.
Nice. Good.
If you've ever seen the quality of his doors, and maybe that's something we could do is, get a little tours of the demo area where you're gonna put in the showroom.
Great.
And they're all custom built. These aren't just like stamp them out type of thing.
Very good.
Okay. So since we can take a vote, Kevin, do you want to talk about the resolution? We all have one in front of us.
Sure. This is a standard resolution for our projects. So I won't go paragraph by paragraph, but what we've done here is outline the project as was described in the application. The board is being asked to approve a sales tax exemption. If I can find the page where we have the exact dollar amount, or Robin can jump in.
$56,000.
There we go, thank you. And along with that is a 10-year pilot on the improvements here, which is just on the 3,600 square foot building. Jim already mentioned that about the secret process. That is also documented as part of your resolution, that you would then approve that negative declaration that's being recommended in essence from staff. And really, that's it in a nutshell. I'm happy to take any questions about the resolution if there are.
If you're satisfied, I'm satisfied. That's what we pay it for.
I'm good, Doug. Yes, thank you.
Any questions? Anybody have any thoughts? Okay,
I would make the motion for the resolution.
all right.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the resolution regarding upstate door and the sales tax exemption, which they are requesting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, Jim.
Yes, sir. Just a couple quick updates, since we just met not too long ago, it seems like. I had some conversations with Billy Peroetti from Letchworth Valley Campgrounds. He's going to be building out some more RV sites this summer. He needed to stop in and have us endorse an insurance claim check. Pike had that hailstorm last year. He submitted claims, and he had a check was provided to him from the insurance company in the amount of over $100,000. So he had some significant damages, roofs and windows and a variety of things. Also, I wanted to mention the Wyoming County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism is doing you want to talk about your event for new branding?
We are doing our brand launch on May 16th. So this is a project that
you were all involved with the very, very beginning when we did the needs assessment analysis of our tourism assets in the county. This was, after we applied for a $250,000 grant, the next stage of that. So we are finally at the end and launching. So it's just to see what it looks like, what we'll be doing with it. And we have gifts and fun things if you come to, you can get. So
They're gonna be food.
there'll be food, there'll be refreshments. Yeah, so it's at the, what do we say, the Humphrey Nature Center on the 16th at 10.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, this board financed, as you remember the New York Sherpa? And Josiah Brown and did a destination assessment for us. That was the beginning of the project, and this, as Scott has mentioned, is the end. So
Good.
we're gonna have a brand new brand and a campaign and everything that's gonna be coming out of this. So I just wanted to make sure we made the board aware of that. I sent to the board and many other people the item about Pioneer Credit selling their buildings on auction. I sent it to all the businesses. Got a couple phone calls back from local manufacturers asking more questions about it, kind of insider information types of things. And so I think we might have some local interest in that. Also have a meeting next Tuesday with Peter Crow from the Crow Group, and we're gonna have some additional discussions about these buildings as well as the building he currently owns in the town of Arcade that he's looking to expand on as well. So we'll see what Peter has to say on Tuesday. I'm been working with the Workforce Development Board Executive Committee. Jay Lazzaroni has resigned or is retiring. And we interviewed candidates for that, and now we have a new executive director that's been approved by the Workforce Development Board to start in June. Her name is Tracy Van Vleck. She used to be the Commissioner of Human Resources at Wayne County. So she's got some pretty good credentials, so we're hopeful she can fill those shoes that are being vacated by Jay. We're expecting CFA announcements maybe later this month or next month for the grant application that was submitted by Indus for the Arcade Hotel project. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that will be coming out anytime. The AES Wind project, in particular, the first one, which will be Eagle. We do have an application in hand, but we're still working to kind of tweak some of the things with the application. There's a good chance that will be on the agenda for next month's meeting. So we'll see where that goes. And then I had a project lead and working with somebody at the Invest Buffalo Niagara called Project Astoria, looking for 100,000 square foot of space. And I submitted the former API buildings for their consideration over in Arcade for that project as well. And then I got contacted a while ago by Laura Fox O'Sullivan. She's the ESD regional director, asking me to encourage the county to apply for a county infrastructure grant. Within like 3 days, we needed a letter of intent. So I worked with Jim Bragg and we scrambled around and tried to come up with a project. And the only thing that we could find out there that was kind of teed up and ready to go was the town of Arcade's water expansion project. So the letter of intent was sent and satisfied, and they invited the county in for a full application. So the county submitted the application with the recipient of the grant going to be the town of Arcade. And so that's been submitted, and we'll see where that goes. I don't know if you have any comments, Doug, as the supervisor.
Well, we've had to, of course, submit our letter of support. And I've also contracted with Municipal Solutions to see if there's any other funding, because we're on, if we accept the grant, it's a 50% match, which is $250,000. So, we've got Jeff Smith shaking the bushes to see if there's anything else. And of course, then they do a population census and that kind of thing. But as you just spoke of the Krog expansion, this water district would serve that as well. So, I talked to, I think it was in planning about Empire Distributing, all these businesses are, be sprinkled. And if you watch the recent fire in downtown Buffalo that burnt down half of the city, the building was built in the 70s and wasn't sprinkled. So it's a pretty big deal to have, and that and Empire, I don't know how many people ever get over to Arcade, but boy, you should just drive out that driveway and take a look at the size of that. It's big, and they do a lot of business. So we're hopeful to move forward, and I'm tying into that. Of course, we're expecting. I'm hopeful for the windmill contribution. One of the things that was troubling to me this morning, I read an article in the paper about the federal government is shut off approval for applications for wind projects. So that affects the towns. I know ours has been approved, the one in Arcade. Well, the Alley Cat, and then I think AES has been approved. But it's a big thing.
Yeah.
So
Did he give a reason, what you read, for shutting down applications? It's kind of odd.
it was about it wasn't a specific application. I think it more than anything it's offshore wind projects, but who knows? And we've talked about this in the finance committee at the Board of Supervisors. One of the things that is concerning is the cuts to Medicaid, if there are any. And at this time, there's a process called the IGT, Intergovernmental Transfer, which the hospital receives in this last round about $7.5 million, and the county matches that with 50%. Well, that's been talked about, reducing that subsidy. So that's a big number. So all of these things that are happening may not seem like it's a big deal in the big picture, but in our picture, it is a big deal. So some concerns, but yeah. So anyway, we're all in on this water district. So.
Yeah, and I want to give a kind of a shout out to Lisa Orrs, who really
Absolutely.
picked up the slack on getting all this put together. So
Yep.
she did a nice job on behalf of the company.
Lisa is phenomenal,
Yes, she is. I vouch for that. She's good.
and always with a smile on her face.
That's my executive director report, Mr. Vice Chairman.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Any other questions for Jim on this? Okay, other business. We have a letter from Jim Mikowski, who informed the board of his decision to resign as a member effective March 31st. So we will need a motion to accept his resolution.
I would regretfully, one of us regretfully make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded to accept Mr. Rakowski's resignation as a member of the Wyoming County IDA. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any other business?
I would be sure that we get something out to Jim Rakowski. Thank you, Carson, for his years of service
Oh, yeah.
to the IDA. And I did want to let the board know that a name was submitted for his replacement to finish his term out, and it's Brianna Stone, who's the branch manager of Thomas Bank here.
She'd be very good.
Yeah, she's been recommended by the planning committee, by the board of supervisors, and goes before the full board on Tuesday, right?
Exceptional lady.
Okay,
Okay,
anything else, Jim?
nope.
All right, have a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. Next meeting, June 12th.
All right.
Thank you.
Well.